bet. Who was it?
I don't know. That was the truth. He might have been staring, but he'd been thinking about cheese sandwiches and Bob. Still looking amused, Bradley grinned.
If you aren't going to tell me, I'm going to figure it out myself.
Bradley, there ain't nothing to see. Actually, I think I'm going to head out.
Hold on.
Obviously, his friend was feeling at loose ends, too, because he wouldn't give up his silly search. His voice rose.
Let's see now. I'm fairly sure you weren't scowling at old Lester and his cronies, or the half-dozen Kinner playing hopscotch next to the lanterns. No, I'm thinking something more interesting caught your eye.
Daniel felt like rolling his eyes. Nothing caught my eye.
Sure it did. I've known you all my life, remember? You and I sat next to each other in 6th grade.
I haven't forgotten that. Or that Bradley never could name all the states and their capitals. Charleston, West Virginia had always messed him up.
Knowing you forever means I know when you're thinking hard about something.
He waggled his eyebrows.
Or someone.
Grinning, Bradley said,
I'm guessing you found someone you haven't seen in a while. You always do that, you know, look for people who are unfamiliar or different.
Daniel was flummoxed. Had he really been that obvious? Did people truly watch him watch crowds? I wasn't doing that. Of course, that was a lie.
Sure you were. No worries, though. We're all used to it.
What are we used to?
Asked Roman, another of his good friends.
What's going on?
I'm trying to guess who Daniel was looking at tonight,
Bradley answered.
You know how he likes to watch people.
Bradley's talking crazy. I wasn't doing that. No one paid his words any mind.
If it's a guessing game, I'll play along,
red-headed Ruthie said. Sounding amused, she added,
Let's see. I'm pretty sure Daniel wasn't scowling at Aaron and June. He's never that rude.
Rude? I'm not, she continued.
The couple sitting next to the fire pit doesn't look all that interesting either. What were their names again?
Eddie and Sylvia,
Roman supplied as he scanned the crowd.
And I don't think Daniel was paying them any mind either.
He folded his arms over his chest.
My guess is that our good friend here was staring at a woman.
This conversation had gone from bad to worse to... He didn't even know. Everyone, halt. All I was doing was gazing off into the distance. That's it. You know how I get tired at night. Speaking of which, I think Bob is looking for me. His protest was ignored. Ruthie scanned the area again, then smiled.
Aha! Daniel, I know exactly who you were looking at and who can blame you. You were staring at Addie Holmes, weren't you?
He had noticed Addie, but wasn't going to admit that. Addie was a sweet girl who had the unfortunate reputation of being something of an odd person. It was too bad. She was odd, but there was nothing wrong with that. At least, not in his book. At least she wasn't boring. Unfortunately, a lot of other people didn't see things the same way. Mild panic began to form inside him. The last thing he wanted was for everyone to start talking about her. Addie had enough problems without being the focus of stupid conversations. I was not looking at Addie Holmes.
Of course he wasn't, Bradley said. I mean, does anyone really look at her anymore?
Don't be mean,
Ruthie chided.
I'm not being mean. All I did was state a fact. No one takes a second glance at a woman who'd rather speak to her donkey than any of us.
Daniel reckoned he'd rather be speaking to a donkey instead of them as well. Let's talk about something else. Ruthie and her friend Mary Jo, who'd just joined them, exchanged glances.
That's probably for the best, though I do feel sorry for her.
Why is that? Daniel blurted.
She's had such a hard life already.
Mary Jo nodded. She's the only person I've ever heard of whose parents didn't want her.
I heard that rumor isn't true.
Come on, Daniel, Mary Jo chided. Of course it's true. Addie Holmes lives with her grandmother and she hasn't seen her parents in years. Not since they dropped her off in Apple Creek when she was 4. She lowered her voice. Why, I bet if her parents came knocking on her door tomorrow, she probably wouldn't even recognize them. How do you know this? Ruthie shrugged.
We asked her about her parents when we were little.
You mean back when you were her friend? Daniel asked. When Ruthie's eyes got big, he knew he should regret his pointed remark, but for the life of him, he could not. You shouldn't be sharing things like that. It's not gossip if it's the truth, you know, Mary Jo pointed out.
It is.